All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, who, by the way, only came for the Israelites, all right? And this is going straight to it, that the mercy we need so that we what? That we won't be consumed, man, all right? Because it's evident by now, man, that, hey, things are going to get heated. Things are only going to turn up. And we need the mercy of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai so that we don't be consumed, man, and fall out of this truth, okay? Because we're close to the end, man. We got to continue to fight. But in order to fight, we have to be what? Shown mercy, okay? So we got to continue to do the work, man, and continue to fight the good fight all the way into the end. So we're going to open up in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 19. And the subtitle reads, Hope of Relief in the Most High's Mercy. Verse 19, remembering my affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall, my soul have them still in remembrance and is humble in me. See? So we have to be humble in this ministry, in this walk, man, because it ain't nothing for the Most High to spit us out, man, like wormwood, like gall, man. All right? This I recall to my mind. Therefore have I hope. Verse 22, it is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed. See? Because we can easily be that bugged out Jake on the street or, walking around or doing whatever, man, being a 2/3 ninja in the world. But it's through what? The mercy of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that He's keeping us and having our mind intact in order to serve Him to the best of our ability, man. So we got to continue to stay humble and pray for mercy. It says, it is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because His compassions fail not. Right? Because why? He has compassion for Jake, for Israel, Yasharallah, Prince of the Power, man. All right? As it says in Micah 3 and 6. Let's jump over and grab that. This is the book of Micah, chapter 3, and verse... Is it Mike? It might be Malachi. Salaki. It might be Malachi 3 and 6. This is Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. It reads, for I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. See? It ain't because anything we done that deserves us not being consumed and not having mercy. It's because it's the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, that He made with our forefathers, okay? Because everything we did before coming into this truth, we deserve to be gone a long time ago, man. All right? We been serving idols, eating whatever we want to eat, sleeping around with whoever we want to sleep around, just living a carefree life, as they say. We deserve to be gone a long time ago, man. All right? But it's through the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that He preserved us long enough to wake up to this truth, man. All right? So it says, for I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. See? And let's go into that word consume in the Hebrew. Okay? This is the Hebrew word, what is that? H3615, which is, come on, see, Kala. Of course, Esau wanna F around with the internet, man. But you know what? Sometimes you got to keep you a spare sword on deck, man. So let's see.
Strong's H 3615. Kala, kala.
And this is going into the word consume. It says to accomplish, seize, consume, determine, end, fail, finish, be complete, be accomplished, be ended. So if it wasn't for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we would have been what? Ended. We would have been finished. We would have been failed. As it says, and I believe in the book of Psalm 124, if it had not been for the Lord, now may the heathen say, you see, or if it not had been for the Lord, when the heathens had came up against us, you see. So it says, be accomplished, be ended, be at an end, be finished, be spent, to be complete, be at an end, to be completed, be finished. All this is going into being consumed. To be accomplished, be fulfilled. These other nations, you know, Esau, Edom being the number one, but the other nations as well, you see, pursuant to Psalms 83, they all conspired against Jacob to what? To consume him, to finish him, to accomplish their goals, to what? Keep them, to keep us, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in a docile state of mind, okay? Believing in Jesus, believing in Caesar Borgia, believing in a false idol, calling on God, all right? Not giving us the names to call on, the true names, okay? So that our power can start to hear our prayers, man. See, if it was up to these other heathens, we would have never woke up to who we are. You know, speaking of the elect, that small remnant, all right? Because not all of our people are going to take heed to this word, man. All right? Not all of our people are going to get it on this side. They're going to have to come in and on the other side in the kingdom to get it. But on this side, all Israel ain't going to be saved, man. It says to be determined, be plotted. You don't think these other nations, starting with Esau, Edom, is plotting against us? Putting shit inside our food? You know, what else? Using our women against us, you know, all through the music industry, the songs we listen to, especially today's music, man. All right? You can see the results. You got Jake, you know, these young YNs out here shooting themselves, man. All right? It's all because what, man? Hey, these other nations has plotted against us, beginning with the leader, their, you know, the head honcho, Amalek. Okay? It says to be determined, be plotted in a bad sense. To be spent, be used up. To waste away, be exalted, fail. I mean, you see the list, man. So you get the point, you know. If it hadn't been for Yahweh, we would have been consumed. So let's go back and read that again in Malachi 3 and 6. It says, for I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. See? And like I said, when we go into the book of Psalms and go to Psalm 124, you know, touching up on the mercy, it said, if it had not been Yahweh who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been Yahweh who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick or consumed us when their wrath was kindled against us, man. So you see, we like worms out here, man. We don't got no defense, okay? All we have is our faith and belief, man. And in doing so, we have our Savior, okay? So it's very important to understand the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days, to not to fall out, man. Because if you fall out of this truth and you go back into the world, what do you got to look forward to, man? All right, a few days out of the year to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, your birthday. And then what? The rest of the time you're going to be consumed, man. So back to Lamentation 3 and 22. It reads what? It is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. See, he has compassion for us every morning. Every morning is a new morning. He still has compassion for Jake, okay? He still has compassion for the elect, all right? Great is thy faithfulness. 24. Yahweh is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. See, this is what we have, hope. And then you got people that say, man, y'all been hoping for 50 years, man. Ain't nothing happened yet. See, that's because you don't have faith. You don't have hope, man. All right. It says, Yahweh is good unto them that wait for him. That's another thing. You got to have patience, man. If you don't know how to exercise patience and wait, this ain't gonna work out for you, man. Okay? You're gonna go back into the world. All right? You're gonna go back to doing what a 2/3 ninja do, man. All right? Hey, being an adulteress, being a murderer, being a liar, being a thief, being a covetous, so on and so forth. It says, Yahweh is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. See, how many of you can say you truly seeking Yahweh? Like really seeking him. Like really, really seeking him. Not just saying it with your mouth, but with your actions. It says, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahweh. See? So that's what we doing, man. We got hope and we're quietly waiting because you won't know it. You won't sense it. All right, but we waiting, man. We can't wait till the day that Yahweh shows up, man, through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, and that these prophecies come to pass, man. When they start to come to pass, man, in this society, this economy collapse, and all hell breaks loose, you don't think we gonna be excited? Yeah, because why? That means we getting ready to get the hell up out of this place, man. All right, we getting ready to leave the United States of America. And in fashion, in the chariots, the so-called UFOs, man, we quietly are waiting for the salvation of Yahweh, which is who? Yahweh Shah. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth. See, a lot of us didn't come into this truth in our young days. All right, a lot of us didn't wake up to who we are until we was in our 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s even. And some maybe even 60s. But imagine if you was born knowing that you was an Israelite. You would walk around with a whole different demeanor. And not just knowing, but believing. Okay? See, we're going to have a whole nother demeanor about us in the kingdom, man. It says, it is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he have borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope. He giveth his check to him that smiteth him. He is filled full with reproach. Verse 31, for the Lord will not cast off forever. All right. So, it's just the mercies that the Lord is showing, Jake, the elect, that what? Hey, y'all been waiting long enough, man. Just did a lesson yesterday, and one day it's going to come. Hey, everything is going to come to pass, man. All right. We ain't got too much longer to keep, fighting and trying to, ward off these damn vain imaginations, man. The Lord about to show up, man. And when he show up, he going to show out. All right. He going to let me know who he dealing with, man. All right. So we got to just keep the faith strong, man. All right. And the mercies of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Because he's getting ready to, really make it be known who he's dealing with, man. All right. We coming into that time, man. All right. And you brothers, you got to believe that. All right. You got to believe that. So the mercies of the Lord is the reason we ain't being consumed. And by nothing else, man. Not by any works of our own. Unless we brag. Okay. So we understand the compassions of the Lord that fail not every morning for Jacob. Okay. So we ain't going to take too long. We ain't going to make it too long. The point was made. We're going to close and wrap it up with 1 Peter 5:8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. See, you got to wait. If we just read, waiting is good. Quietly wait for salvation, man, with hope. All right. Don't let nobody take that from you, man. Because if you let somebody tell you that what you doing ain't 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 mattering, or you just doing it for whatever, you might lose that patience. You might lose that hope, and then do what? Turn back into the world and get destroyed. Imagine if you go back into the world, and as soon as you go back into the world, all hell breaks loose. How you gonna feel knowing that you just let down the Lord, man? See, but you ain't let down the Lord. The Lord just discarded you. So it says, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, what? As a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Well, what do we read? I am the Lord, I change not, that you sons of Jacob be not consumed. See? So far as the elect go, the devil, this roaring lion, ain't going to consume the elect, man. But the 2/3 of our people, yeah, he gonna devour them. He's gonna consume them, man. All right, because why? They weren't found waiting and having hope and faith. All right. So the mercies of the Lord aren't going to be shown on them in that time of hour. They ain't gonna have favor. All right, but to you brothers and you few sisters, man, y'all keep keep the faith strong, man. All right, keep believing. All right, and the mercies the mercies of the Lord, you gonna see when you least expect it, man. The Lord gonna show up and show out for you. All right, so we gonna close with that, and hopefully someone was edified through this lesson, and into the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.